Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the Today Show this evening with myself, Naeem Raza. It's been a while to say the least. We hope you're having a fantastic week, inshallah. And as always, we have stories from around the world, great guests joining us here on the show. Now it's time to introduce our first guest, and that's why I'm holding this particular cup and trophy in my hand. We have Afsar Ali, Ahsan Saeed and Zain Khan from Manor FC, who are committed to providing an environment where players can express themselves and enjoy football with development, social inclusion, training and education. And they also provide a model pathway for learning and development for players such that the opportunity for quality and committed players can achieve progress and also their wider goals in community. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the show. Now, Manor, straight away, I'm thinking of Manor Park because it's around the corner from here. Is there some connection?
There isn't. Well, we are based in Manor Park, but the name Manor, actually, when we spoke to, so we interviewed around about 150 young people, and they said because the area they live in, they're always classed as their own sort of area, so it's the manor. So the word manor relates to anyone that comes to enjoy the club.
The manor.
Well, it is, yeah. And it actually fits everyone that comes. So whether you're from Hackney, from Ilford, from wherever you're living in, once you join Manor, you actually have an attachment straight away because it's your club.
Brilliant. So the first thing I noticed was your badge. It looks like it's really historic and old. So what does it mean?
So we actually.
I don't know if we can get a shot of that.
I don't know if the camera can get, or even on your one. So this is our very recent.
So the two lions, they look very Scottish to me for a start.
So we try to blend in with the colours that the players wanted the kit to be in.
Right.
So we had, we looked at so many different colours, and the three or four favourite colours again the young people have chosen is yellow, red, black, and white. Which represents everyone that again joins the club, and it's a badge that actually been designed by the players themselves. So we put it together.
We're just thinking it's a mixture of Newcastle, a bit of Liverpool, Man United. I don't know who plays in yellow.
Leeds.
Leeds.
No, do they?
Yeah, Leeds. It was they used to have blue, white, and yellow badge. But that's going long time. Billy Bremner, Paul Madeley days. When I was younger, that was our team. And we used to live in Huddersfield, and we used to use flour mixed with a bit of water to put the stickers up on the wall. I still remember we didn't have blue tack in them days.
No,
so that just shows you my age. Well, listen, how did this club come about? What was the kind of beginnings of the club?
Myself in 2003 with a good sort of close friend of mine called Mahbub Uddin. Hopefully he's watching.
Mahbub, if you're watching, Salamu alaikum.
So we were going through a lot of personal challenges. He had multiple health issues as well as myself. So we went to a local park and we started to play with the brothers there. We did that for
What year was this?
This was in 2003. So
it's
going
20
back
years ago.
20 years ago.
Was this your 20th anniversary?
This is coming up to the 20th anniversary.
Mashallah, brilliant.
So to cut the long story short, we decided after playing for a few weeks, we saw a lot of the youngsters that were coming to the park to play. They loved playing, but they had no sense of moving forward. There's no sense of actually creating something with the people that come there. So they approached us and look, would you mind putting something together? So when I spoke to Mahbub, who I actually befriended that year,
sure.
Alhamdulillah, because he was the first Asian player to play in the Portuguese league, so he's got a lot of experience.
Mashallah.
So we formed the club, and since then, over 1,500 to 2,000 players have actually benefited from the club. And
wow.
Ahsan and Zain, they both were with us for the last 15 years, and now they're coaches themselves. So it shows we've done well, alhamdulillah, as a club.
Amazing. So is the target audience? What kind of age are you talking about?
So when we started at the age of 12, 13. Yeah, and that's what the team that we had, the youth team, and then we had the senior team. And I think from there, we also had another team from year 7 all the way up to year 11. And that's what our age groups that we started playing football.
Sure.
And then it wasn't just we were focused on football, it was just mainly developing young people into, as a more,
so gaining life skills.
Getting life skills.
So when you lot started, what our sort of target is between 8 to all the way to 21, and special needs going up to 25. And with Ahsan and the youth players that came to us, we not only did we play football, but we introduced them to activities in Newham and Tower Hamlets that would actually raise their self-esteem and life skills and actually do well in community and education, as well as the Islamic side of things. And they ended up going to different venues and working with different schools and other young people within the different boroughs that we came in contact with. So it's more to do with anyone that is within that age group, loves playing football. Doesn't matter if you're good or not, as long as you have a bit of passion.
Zen, you're a coach as well.
Yeah.
You don't look old enough to be a coach.
I mean, you can't put an age on
coaching.
On coaching, I guess. Nowadays, you have people starting at 16, 17 years old.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I feel like it's good to get that positive mindset from an early age to start with football. I mean, it builds discipline as well alongside it. It kind of puts discipline in your life. You have a routine, and that's the sort of message we have for everyone.
So, are all the kids Muslim predominantly?
Yes, most are, but we are now having, especially this year and last year, we're having non-Muslims come into the team, and we welcome them.
What about young girls?
We actually have, we're working with Newham Council at the moment and working on a project that will hopefully, inshallah, for the next 2 years will give us £20,000 to work with a wider community group. So that's looking at your foreigners, so the ones that have migrated to UK now. Newcomers, the females. So we've got female coaches. My niece is a coach herself, and we're trying to get the females more involved. But with that comes a lot of hard work and commitment as well. So we're trying to get the funding ready. Then we'll have the venue and we'll start something.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
So I'm assuming beyond coming to train and play, you've formalised them into kind of football teams as well?
Yes. So
so they play in a league?
Yeah, so you can tell us about the league.
So we started off a small, just a club, and then we went into loads of different leagues from young age, from Newham, Tower Hamlets, Wanstead, where we, as you can see the results.
I'm assuming these are only 2 of the trophies.
Just 2 of the trophies, yeah.
So what ones are these? This was something about 2017, I remember.
Yeah, so this was one of the youth teams that
so
we
under
worked
14s.
in. Yeah, under 14s team that we worked in.
And this big one here?
Can't really
Let's have a look at that. Let's have a look at that, because that looks...
I think that was the runners-up trophy that they took part.
Runners-up managers.
Yep.
Mashallah. Okay, brilliant.
Yeah, so there's loads of success we had in throughout the year, where not just players who are just playing Sunday League or low level.
Yeah.
They've progressed on to play at a higher level, semi-professional, and it just opens up more doors to them. Not just staying at local clubs. It gives them more opportunities, either they're playing football or even staying just in a sporting, environment where they can progress on to work in different
Any
sectors.
players go to the kind of next award to amateur football, professional, anything like that yet?
Alhamdulillah, we had 2. So we had Shamari, who actually went in. He currently, I believe, he plays for a team in Birmingham, semi-pro.
He's been around, so
to
cut you off, Dagenham Redbridge, a Conference League level as well. Even myself, I'm playing at Step 4 at the moment. So
these are semi-pro,
high level, semi-professional.
And listen, you never know. With Luton Town, coming from non-league to Premier League,
even
got a lot of friends out in Luton.
Semi-professional.
Congratulations to Luton, by the way. There's a good Muslim community there as well.
No, it keeps us going.
Brilliant. And look, you've got so many kids already going. Are you trying to expand it even further, Zain? Do you want more kids to come on board? Have you captured the manor, as they say?
Of course, we welcome everyone. We want a lot of people as much as we can, to be honest. Our doors are always open, and hopefully, you never know, we could provide a platform for everyone in London. That's probably one of our aims as a club as a whole. So yeah, we would like to expand as much as we can.
And the pathway to coaching, what happens? I mean, do you get to a certain age or a certain point? And because not everybody can be a coach, I'm assuming. You only have one manager or one coach, isn't it, for a full team? How do people get into that kind of idea?
What, coaching?
Yeah.
Well, it's just the passion that they have. How they want to give to the young people what they've had, especially with me when I was playing. The passion, my role models were giving me the inspiration to be where I am today. It just inspired me to I want to be one day. I want to help out other people who at similar age, similar ability that I had, and see what they can produce when they grow up. So.
Because when we see that commitment, we would actually pay for your FA coaching qualifications. So Manor will actually fund that for you.
So talking about funding, where does the funding come from?
So at the moment, I just want to just quickly mention, again, on the leaflet, we've got 3 funders here at the moment. We've got Newham Council, AYP, which is Ayesha Youth Project, Coffee and Cream in Manor Park, Ajwa in Tar Hamlets, and
Yeah, I
Al
walked
Rushd.
past them the other day.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, the brother approached and he said he'll be supporting the club. Al Rushd, Hands, and Wood Direct.
Brilliant.
Now, alhamdulillah, we have very sort of professionals in the background that support us financially, but we're now trying to go into the government funding as well. So to have sponsors. Which is brilliant, but to go and look at and deliver bigger projects, we need more funding.
So I'm assuming, is it still run on a voluntary basis?
Absolutely, yeah. So we fund it now at the moment ourselves. So we would raise the money, we would approach sponsors to provide a bit of funding, but mainly it comes out from our own pockets, really. Yeah.
You mentioned role models. Who's your football role models?
I'd have to say Ronaldo.
Okay.
Xavi.
Who?
Xavi Hernandez.
Okay.
For me, it has to go hand in hand with Ronaldo and Messi. I mean, they both have different skills and what they bring to the table. And alhamdulillah, now Ronaldo's playing, in the Middle East, and you never know.
Somebody said Messi signed up to go there as well.
Not heard that, but yeah.
And what's the future for the club? Because I mean, 1,500, 2,000 kids, that's phenomenal. Yeah. You've obviously won trophies. You've got some funding. You're going to the next stage, getting the sisters involved and wider community. What's next for you guys?
So at the moment, we've got 2 key players or 2 key people involved at the moment with Ahsan and Zain, brother Hafiz Ahmed, who's come on board recently. He's got a wealth of experience in terms of managing teams. He's an agent himself. And we have Maruf Mahbub, my friend, who will also be working with Hafiz, and D, our head coach. These are level 5, so even D, he was coaching Chelsea under 21s.
Oh, wow.
So these are key players, key team members, and we want to take it to the next level where we actually look at our own youth centre where we can introduce or attract people by giving them a football, but once they grab the football, they come in, we look at a more different, wider skills.
Just on that note, I mean, they say if you want to really get to know somebody, play football against them. That brings out the personality. And obviously, kids might be going through some difficulties at home or at school or whatever. What happens? How do you deal with those kind of children who come to play football, but they've got many issues going on, but the game obviously helps them to develop, but there's all those things happening around them as well.
So it's going back to when Ahsan and Zain started. From the very outset, we had...
They were troubled kids, were they?
No, they were very good kids, mashallah. There were examples. So even though they were really good kids, we used to communicate with the parents a lot, especially with Ahsan and his granddad. So I come from, my background is youth work and counselling and psychotherapy. So we actually, from the outset, we look at the development of that child. So it's not about kicking the ball and if we can get into the league. That's secondary. First is about making sure that Islamically they're getting the tarbiyah, they're getting the skills that they need to become good Muslims in the community, and also do well in education and have that good relationship with parents at home. So there is a lot of mentoring that happens in the background. And
how important is parents in all this?
A lot.
Yeah.
On a big part, giving that support to you,
Because a lot of times parents think they can just drop a kid off at the masjid or whatever it is, etc. activity, and that's their responsibility, and they go off and do their own thing.
Ahsan's dad was our greatest supporter. I mean,
really?
how old was he when he at that time?
Probably like 60s.
60 plus, and he would go to every single match to watch him play.
Because that's something that's interesting. Because I don't know if I was born in we used to live in a place called Abram Hill, Cumbernauld, up in Glasgow.
Okay.
And there's a film called Gregory's Girl. It was a girl that wanted to play football.
Okay.
So the story around that is many years ago now. You guys won't even know what it was. And I had a chance to be in that film and be one of the football team. My dad said, "No, you need to come and help out in the shop." So those priorities, because many Asian or Muslim families don't really support their children on the field, so to speak, isn't there?
I tell you what's happening now, and it's really important, and I'm sure you're aware of it yourself. There's more fitna at home with the internet, and that's the tool of the Dajjal, than there is outside. So parents actually now want them off
Now
the
realise.
computers with LGBT.
Amazing.
It's. I mean, the young people that we work with, they literally we have to tell them to. Some of them we have to confiscate the phones from them, because even when they're
Great
playing,
idea.
they're walking around with the phone. So parents are more keen now to get them off the phone.
Zain, last word. How do people get in touch with you guys?
So, is it on the leaflet?
He needs a leaflet.
Go for it.
So if they want to get in touch with us, they can scan. I don't know if they can scan the QR code.
Can we scan the QR
I
code?
don't know. I don't know if they can.
It's possible. I don't know if we can get a close up on that.
They can visit our website as well.
And what's the web address?
Manor FC.
Yeah, www.manorfc.com. It's under construction at the moment, but you can get through
Brilliant.
in a few days.
Well, listen, absolutely fantastic. Jazakallah khair. Many more years of success, inshallah.
Jazakallah.
And you hope you bring some more trophies to the table one day, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Barakallah
Jazakallah
feekum.
for having us.
Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum.
Right, listen, it's time for a wee break and a chance for you to get a cup of tea, and we'll see you on the other side of this.